I don't. I don't know, guys. I just can't think of a song to sing today. Well, here comes Mr. Pennypacker. Uh-oh, I don't got really much any content for the show. Hey, Mr. Pennypacker. Oh, hey, you're kind of quiet today. You just woke up, didn't you? Well, of course, you don't got many choices about what you can do because you don't got a body. You just got a head. Well, yeah, so I'm going to have these guys play Skyrim. I really, what it is I got these old PS4 games that some of them actually get free PlayStation 5 updates, and so in a way, it's like you got a next gen copy of that for your system. I mean, why not? I mean, those games were freaking good stuff, you know? I mean, I'm sorry to say, it's not like, you know, the right kind of new game comes out all the time. It doesn't. I mean, for crying out loud, I'm canceling projects left and right on these guys because it's not really worthwhile. Well, Billy and Glenn, are you up there? You're ready to go or whatever? Yeah, we're ready to go, Mr. Pennypacker. And yeah. Oh, crikey, did somebody say Skyrim? Because, you know what? That's our favorite game up here. Well, yeah, I mean, you guys are going to really get a good kicker out of it. That's a good game, you know. Of course, wow. Well, everyone knows it is. And I said, I know someone said, well, isn't this a game about modern games? And I think we can all kind of say that Skyrim is now permanently a modern game because it's consistently updated. It doesn't help that they keep making Creation Club stuff. And did you know there's a news story that apparently Bethesda's making a new expansion for it, which is really wild and really tradition breaking for them because usually once they finish their expansions, well, do they even say expansion anymore, Dark Model? Um, no, I never hear that term anymore. They just say, just, you know what? They don't even, Mr. Pennypacker, do they even make major content like that anymore? I'm not, I don't really think they do. I think they just come out with like, I think what it is these games are not really, at the level of, the big titles from the past. I mean, in the past, it used to be like with Grand Theft Auto and stuff. They would be, it would always be about like the big content, like with Grand Theft Auto 4, they had like, two big expansions, with it, to really extend the life of the game. What they do now is online services because they make billions from it. So, in the case of Skyrim, in a way, it is starting to like the, they're kind of doing that, with. I hate to interrupt, but are we getting to have these guys play ESO? By the way, I mean, that's kinda. I hear generally good things. Like people say, well, see, I played that. I played that for a little while, and I generally believe that I want these guys to have a fun time, but at the same time, I don't want them to be just bored to tears because I generally, when I played it, it felt like I was in an elder scroll amusement park. And I know you're gonna say, well, what the heck is that? And it just felt like an amusement park, and well, there's not a lot to say on this show. I don't know, folks. Like, we've produced a lot. Let's just say with the Saturn Garage stuff, I hate to start breaking character or something, but I don't really. I don't know. I hate to say it, but I got some new project I started up, and I can't really talk about it because it doesn't really sync up with these storylines, these like wrestling storylines, And so, hey, Mr. Pennypacker, you mentioned about like a bunch of projects for us, but then you canceled them. Well, the problem is I blow money out the ass. I blow a lot of money out the ass here, folks. I mean, like 1 minute, you want a you want an Epiphone Les Paul, which don't cost as much. And you're gonna go, oh my God, don't those guitars cost thousands of dollars? And well, an Epiphone will cost you about over 600. Nice one. Get a nice one. There's ones that cost less even than that, I think, but they got the look. I don't really got the ear. I don't really got the ear. But like I said about projects, yeah, sometimes it happens where I think like, oh, whoa, I want Billy and Glenn to play that, or who's someone else, and then the more I sit and think about it, I really go, no, we don't really got an audience here. We don't got any kind of engagement. It's kind of like we do this to just kind of amuse ourselves, and I just really don't. I'm just not feeling it. I mean, for crying, all right. Mr. Pennypacker, I think you got something you want to get off your chest. I mean, oh, crackies, Billy. I think Mr. Pennypacker is ready to kind of let go. I think. Well, all right. Listen, I started a Kick.com account on Saturngrad. All right. And I'm playing a lot of your old stuff, and I'm playing all the old stuff, we're not gonna get too shooty on it, we break fourth wall too much on this show, but what it is that, listen, guys, I'm getting literally anywhere from 20 to 50 viewers for playing a video with a bunch of pretty girls dancing in a video. I have the video muted, and listen to this. I'm playing music from my Amazon Music account, okay? And I'm getting views, and I'm getting follows. If I could get up to even 72 or 75, whatever the rule is, I could get subscribers like on Twitch. What is going on? I mean, like, really? That's all I had to do this whole time? Like, I enjoy these projects. I want to keep going, but it's just sort of like, what is going on? Oh, yeah. I remember hearing Frater complain about that shit all the time. Well, you just swore, so you well, eh, we never get to be monetized. You know that, right? Well, of course. That's the thing is, we don't even have an active audience. Yeah, you can say, well, you have the subscribers. Yeah, we do. We got some numbers, but they're just numbers, If you're not getting the views, you're not getting commenters. That's active engagement, So, like, I know we're breaking character, but look, guys, look. There isn't any active stories other than Billy ready to go to college. Oh, crikey, I don't want to hear that. Well, actually, it's a great thing. And, oh, yes, and then he starts talking smart. But you know darn well, we here at Shatterground, we enjoy a good dumb character. And you can even hear it, let's be honest. Let's be honest, the AI wants to be dumb. It doesn't want to be smart. It's boring. That's why I can't wait for him to go, because I feel, Glenn, you need another character, and that somebody's going to be somebody who is going to carry the legacy of things. And he is going to be dumb but funny and all the things, and it's going to be good. Well, I want you guys to go play Skyrim, because I was kind of like, why should I even bother doing this anymore? Because I could just have a bunch of girls from a YouTube channel dancing around the beach and having people, and then I'm getting active engagement with that. It wasn't really all that easy all along. Of course, you can't do it on Twitch because there's so much damn copyright enforcement. You know, like there's copyright enforcement. There's like if a woman even her thong is like showing above her hip, like you can be banned. Like, what is with those people? Like, it's because of the damn Amazon people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm Mr. Ranty. I'm ranty Randy today or something. Randy. Oh, let's go. Well, Billy. Playing some Skyrim here, and that's good stuff. That's the stuff we like to do, and Mr. Pennypackers, he's pretty conflicted. Wow, you gotta understand here, the history of the Saturn Grad productions, we've. It's kind of like I remember Frater. He was in that monastery, and he would talk, to us, because a lot of the final Frater, you don't really get all the sense of what we all went through with him, and he would talk about how like he really described his time on YouTube as being like it's kind of like being in a boat and paddling upriver against it, and understand. He says you have to understand. It's like you have to understand. He talked about there's certain things that hook people. He says. And with men, what the nature of men is women. They like hot girls. They like, especially the guys with the really high testosterone levels. He would talk about how the reality is even if a guy sees like a hot girl on the Wheel of Fortune or Price Right, his pants are down, and I know what you're going to say. That is so crude to say. of course, according to Frater, he says when we first started all this, that would probably be considered to be light, because they used to be the most foul people. Even Pukapi Adams used to be a really, really foul person. And he says that really the real nature is that if you have hot music and hot girls, you're gonna probably grow. You will grow, but if you do what we do, which is just absolute buffoonery silliness with some nice games, that's probably not going to fly unless you're really good with promotion. And he always talked about how, really, he just, being, he was very autistic, very ADHD. He just really was not good at understanding people at all. He says people is if you got kids, you watch sports in your local teams, or you go out for a beer on a Saturday with some friends or something. That's essentially all you need to do until you're dead. He says, it's when you're none of those things. That's when you could become like this great prophet, or you could become this great figure. He says, of intellectualism and stuff. But the miseries you go through, though, because because you're fighting upriver. Like really with men, it's men seek love. They seek love. They seek these drives, and so when you're going into this entertainment field, they go for the demorphamine stuff that boosts the demorphamine. Like, I'm getting a call from Mr. Pennypacker. I think he's not done ranting. Oh, great caboose! I'm not done yet. I heard you guys go and talk about Frater and all that, and what the heck is that? Why, it's that dragon! What's he doing out there? Oh, crackies! What's the explanation for that? I don't know. Hey, I don't understand. Well, there's a dragon skeleton just hanging out here. Oh, great cabooses! What is that? Oh my gosh, that is so spooky. He just kind of comes out of the ground like that? I love this game. It's so silly. Well, Mr. Pennypacker, you're here. I mean, what else to say, you know? Well, the things you were saying about what Frater said, well, me and Frater were very much alike in the heart, and, I'm just a little more of a crueler taskmaster, you know how I am. I'm Mr. Pennypacker. Okay, so, yeah, so basically, yeah, men have these drives because of dimorphamines, and like I'm on kick, and look, I'm gonna flat out be honest with you. You think you think the video game section is thriving? It's really, I mean, maybe at most I think I've seen is maybe some of 500 views, but generally the problem with Kick is it's really Twitch Junior, Little Twitch, I should say. You know, like Twitch is like the best way I like to say it about the way Justin TV and then it turned into Twitch is, imagine you have a very big desert, but then all of a sudden in the middle there is all this water rushing in, like a big dam just burst, and the water is filling the area. It's turning from like a desert to a freaking lake, and that lake is now turning into an ocean. Like, imagine if it was just flooding that never ended. And that's really Twitch. Kick is more like that desert when the water it just is just like spilling everywhere, and it's turning into a lake eventually. And that's really the way I like to say it. How is the TOS? I mean, if it's kind of like Twitch, it has to be kind of strict. Well, that's just it. Right now, because they don't have a computerized moderator team, it's real people. So I don't know. I'm trying to like read things. Because the TOS is really, to be honest with you, I read the TOS the other night because I was kind of finally like, okay, what does this TOS even say? you know, and it really reads no different than Twitch. No hateful content, no impersonation. Uh, uh, but Mr. Pennypacker, but Sattergraph Productions does impersonations. It does impersonations, but it does it like a Saturday Night Live. But see, the thing is, in the TOS, it makes no mention of parody. So it's a little bit of a throw off. I really started noticing this with D Live, and you people out here. Why should I say you people? Because we don't ever have any engagement over on Saturn Ground as far as YouTube is concerned. I mean, I'm starting to notice some kind of engagement happening now on Kick, and it's like kind of like all this time. Oh, look out for that giant! Oh, cracky, cracky! It's a big. Was Mr. Pankbacker would say that's a big caboose. That's a big caboose. That's a big caboose. So yeah, it's funny. We're not even talking about the game. And that's the problem. It's just I got these things on my mind, and I don't know. I think I need to go on another vacation. I'm gonna have Dark Milo in charge again. Yeah, that's okay. It's very good. Oh yeah, but I want you guys still to play this Skyrim for a little more, and then I don't care. I mean, if you want to play some wrestling games for a couple weeks, I just need to focus on Kick and all that. But so yeah, so the problem is like I said. See, look, I'm going to be honest with you about the internet, and my rant isn't about Kick. It's about every site I've ever been to in my life on this internet. And what it is Now, go ahead toe to toe. That giant's probably gonna lead to you. Yeah. So basically, what it is the internet is what I like to call Chinese law. And what Chinese law is, okay, that is really kind of spooky. That dragon coming up from the ground like that. I gotta really call that out. Even the guard is like, what the hell is that? And you know what? He's probably sees that all the time coming out here for his shift. He's really like just shrugs it off. It's like Skyrim, you know. Okay, so talking about this, Chinese law is this. In China, the People's Republic of the Communist China, whatever long name you want to call it, what it is, and you understand, these are things I learned from ADV China, Serpenza, and his friend, what's his name, Leo Fei or something like that, or Leo Fong, or not Leo Fong, but figure someone else. But you know what I mean. These guys had actually physically lived in mainland China for 14 years as foreigners. Basically, what it is they make a telephone book of every kind of law you can humanly make. And what it is then they give the telephone book to the local authorities. So what it is, and it's not to say everywhere. I mean, I'm sure some places are more nightmarishly dystopian than others. But I have literally heard that, no joke, that as long as you're a foreigner, you're a national, as long as you're a national Chinese, a natural citizen who doesn't talk about the government. As long as you're that, they don't honestly care. I mean, for crying out loud, people can go and, they can go to like massage places, quote unquote massage places, and get they can order special things. I'm trying not to step on the terms of service of YouTube too much. Okay. Oh, and that guy's ready to rock. That's great stuff. He's like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. But so basically, what it is when you have Chinese law is that basically you make every rule under the sun, so then when there's somebody that the administrators or moderators they don't like, there's like two giants. That's gonna really lead to some problems, okay? That's oh boy, you guys are getting chased. Okay, so what is going on? Oh my gosh. You go. Oh no, crying, suckering, succotash. Oh no. Oh jeez. Oh no. That's the funnest part of this game is getting chased by giants and dragons and stuff. I don't know what it is. It's just so fun. Yeah, it's so fun. But yeah, so what it is ow, you died. Okay, so what I said is like what it is rules for you and no rules for me or whatever. You know what they say? Oh, and there comes the dragon out of the ground. Oh, crackies, that's Mr. Pennypacker. That's some really kind of spooky stuff. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's kind of like the game is sort of like, I don't know what to do with this. Am I supposed to delete it or what? Or here, you want this? It probably would go away if you fast travel to a different city or something. I don't know. But So, like I said, what I said is what ends up happening is when they have rules like that, that essentially they can ban you at any time. So, what it is the people they like they had a guy who was literally like he literally sometimes gets like 100,000 people. I'm sorry to say that guy is going to have he's pretty much Wyatt Earp. I mean, he could pretty much get away with anything he wants. He played porn, and then one of the co-owners of the site. And understand the site is owned by a freaking owner of an online casino, a very big online casino. But the thing is there's still these rules they made. So, so very apparently they can't actually use these rules when they want to use these rules. So, oh dear, that's a lot of giants coming towards you. So yeah, so I don't really know what's gonna happen. They could just decide if you're not on. What it is if you're just not on their level, they can ban you. You know, because the rules I was looking at is the rules they made aren't really all that different from D Live, and um, so it's just they do that on purpose, so they know what they could get rid of people they don't want around, but at the same time they may just they just get rid of people they don't want. So, when the main guys who owned the site was playing the Super Bowl. I mean, it is in terms of service. You're not supposed to play copyrighted content. But literally there is a category called TVs and shows, and that you're going flying. Yeah, so I don't know. Right now, as far as Saturn is concerned, I'm just as far as content over there, and there comes the dragon. Hello, and I'm just sort of doing whatever I want, and then I guess I'll get an email saying you've been terminated or whatever. Or not, and there'll be another stream. And so I must ask the question. So you're telling me all this time we've been making all this stuff, and really it's, yep, all this time, all since really 2010. The Saturn Productions has been making content, and of course it's weird content. I mean, let's be honest, it's weird because we'll do like an hour or two of something and really you don't get any views. So it's sort of like, we do it because it's like a hobby. It's sort of like an old man putting a bottle of ship inside of a bottle. I mean, a ship inside of a bottle, like a little model. I know nobody ever talks about that anymore, but I actually remember once going to Maine with my father, and there was actually a little set we got to do that. It's kind of wild. Kind of a pain in the ass to do, actually, but you can actually make a little ship inside of a bottle. Or you can make there's models, people get into, and that's real, and you're still going to fight the drag. That is just fighting those giants. Yeah, that's pretty much the content for the show today. It's just let's see how far you can get chased until you know. Well, I actually got the plan. I'm going to just draw them towards that watchtower and see if they can try to break into the watchtower. Well, that's a fascinating idea. I don't think that I've done that yet. Hold on a second. I'm too sunken into my chair. Ugh. So yeah, so okay, so okay, here they come again. So so yeah, it's kind of like making a hobby, and it's always been the hobby. But it's kind of weird when you actually do a project and it's actually starting to get some engagement. But the funny thing is when you get, yeah, I see you're drawing that giant up here. That's actually kind of a smart idea. You can just level up on archery, you can level up on different things, while he can't get inside, so you just gotta make sure he doesn't his hammers and make contact with you. Well, he hits hard though. You gotta watch it because he hits hard. He could take out 50% of your health just from one of those swats. So yeah. So what it is I just I mentioned the dimorphamines and stuff, and that's really with men. When they're going through these like searches, I don't even admit it. You're fascinated by the girls just sitting there, in their bikinis and stuff, and you can't help it. You you just want to, you and so what it is when you're making content, it's really hard when you don't have those assets to be able to make that content. You either got to be a girl or you got to know one. You got to actually pay one to do the content for you. So then that way, I think that's really what it is. Honestly, I think it's really you're one of two ways. And of course you could say, well, okay, well you could just become transgender, and it's like, well, you're probably not going to pass that well. You're not going to look good enough to do that. So what it is if you're a guy, you need to basically hire a girl to do that kind of stuff, or have a girlfriend who's like easily tricked into doing stuff like yeah, could you sit in a hot tub for 12 hours? 12 hours, and I'll hook up, the payment system, and we'll share the money, and she's just kind of like, well, that's kind of neat, and she doesn't even realize she's getting taken advantage of. Hey, you guys have not been talking much, I know. Is it? I don't know. It's just that I don't got much content right now. I know. I've been kind of taking over these shows, and yeah, I hate to say it, it's just it's kind of like we're kind of wondering what the future's gonna be. We're kind of just doing the same stuff we've been doing. And well, it's like I said, there's it changes a lot. I sometimes a new game comes out and I'm like, well, we can get some use out of it. The biggest problem that happens to me with the new stuff is a lot of times I'll go, is it possible you could rip off Witcher 3 more? Is it possible you could rip off Dark Souls more? And I know most people don't even think about it, but it's like I'm so autistic. I'll see, for example, oh crap, that giant just got up. I forgot he wasn't dead yet, and I just killed my partner with my shout because the shouts will actually go through objects. And so you could do a massive amount of damage. The only problem is you better understand if your partner there is right behind two giants, that shout is going to damage both the giants, and if he's on his last bit of health, he's dead. He's done. So yeah, so that's kind of it, Dongersaw, there. Yeah, sorry, we kind of quiet, I guess. Well, yeah, I don't know. It's like I am dominating the conversation, but it's yeah, it's just like we were talking about new games. I had just woken up, so my brain might not be like catching up. And these two giants really loved each other. You could see that. And you see Numbnuts here. He just totally got clobbered there. So like I was mentioning, it's like I said, it seems to be that's kind of the way things go. The only problem is you got to wonder, like men just want a girl to serve. They just want a girl to serve, and so it's really hard when you're making content when you don't realize that 99% of the internet now is just men going to OnlyFans and just subscribing to these girls. The funny thing is they don't even know that wow, being Catholic, I'm not supposed to be like, well, there's free porn out there, and it's like, you know, you know what I mean. Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. Yeah. And actually, it's just, I admit right now on Kick, I'm just liking doing what I call as the Club Saturn Grod because it's just easy. I just play my music, and these two giants were just like, bro, they killed us hard, but we died together in our arms. It's just, yeah, they took her toe. That's take a giant by the toe. So, yeah, yeah, I had to take a picture of that. That was kind of funny. Just these poor two giants that got clocked. Might as well have grabbed what's his name, Sven, and threw him in the batch there, because he kind of took it. He got took the whooping for us. So yeah, so it's really in life. It's the path of least resistance. I heard that term, and that is so true. Like, do you just keep going upriver? You just go with the path of least resistance, and this poor guard got kind of whooped. And I think it is easier. It's easier just to have the music, and you just sit back, you see the views, and if like I said, guys, it could be a secondary income. If we got subscribers and stuff, I'm still gonna have I do have some marathons on that channel of this stuff, and oh, that's good. Well, of course, it's still part of the agendas, but I do think that right now, as far as 2023, you got two shows running at the same time. Of course, that stuff has already been recorded in advance. I will let you know. It's not like, like we're doing a new, it's not like we start this on a Monday and we end it on a Friday. It's not like a real show. No show would last even past pilot if there was no support for it. Just to let you know, we're just doing this because I'm heavily amused by this stuff. This is just kind of what I do. Of course, that could change. That could change. But this is what I do. Well, how my new two guys go? You got about like maybe a couple minutes left. With the gameplay. Okay, guys, click. Well, Mr. Pennypacker laid it all on the line there. He's got the new Club Saturn Rod over at Kick.com, and of course, by the time this episode comes out, which will be in probably May, that he's already been doing that for like 2 months or something like that, or something, month or so, and yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, if it's starting to draw people, I mean, well, Billy, it's you know what, come on, let's be honest. You know how many people do this? Like their grandma does this. I mean, they play Skyrim or they play whatever, and they talk over it, and that it's like there's like millions and millions of hours of this kind of stuff out there, and you know what? And for crying out loud, I mean, it's what we do, but it's you know when we put on YouTube, we don't ever see any engagement, and I don't blame Mr. Pennypacker, I mean, I figured this stuff can be entertaining, but I think he's getting a little burned out, and he's already going on vacation again. I think I think he wants to focus on the other projects. And it's understandable. Yeah, it is understandable. So, what have we been doing? So basically, we've been focusing on a character that is about smithing and haggling. Because it makes sense, because if you're making a lot of armor, you're going to want to have fairly high speech skills so you can get good deals, you get better deals. If you're buying ingots and whatever you need and stuff, you want to you want to be able to get those deals, and it makes sense. I like to every time I play Skyrim, I look at that really the way I see it is you don't have to do just one handed all the time, but it's amazing how it's amazing how it's kind of amazing the amount of different variation you can do every time you play the game. Like haggling, I never leveled that up because I don't know, I was just lazy about it. It's a skill that takes a long, long, long time. It's smithing takes a long time too. I just recently maybe finally got it up to like maybe past level. I finally got past level 30. I'm sure there's a way people have developed, to. I personally look. I like to try to make armor and all kinds of stuff because it's what you do. You don't want to just make daggers, but that's I've always heard that to some people that's how they level it up faster is just do daggers because doing iron daggers to try to because the only problem with the steel stuff is you still need an iron ingot with a steel ingot, so it takes more work. So yeah, you don't really want to do that. So yeah, well, show's just about over here. We well, levels are still good. Glenn, I don't think we've ever checked to see how the levels are doing when we were recording this. Well, Billy, yeah, that's a good point. I don't think that's a Saturn Grod priority. It's kind of like, don't worry, Well, we don't even do the sound test anymore. We used to always go a test, to make sure it's recording, and it's just sort of now. You know what is funny? We had been going this whole time, almost 34 minutes, and like well, actually more like 40 minutes, and I was like, did we even turn the record button on? So we did all that for nothing? Nah, we recorded it, guys. Goodbye.